First though, I know you guys want to talk about the game, and I don't want to continue to come in these press conferences and say the same thing and just bore you guys to tears because I've tried to be very transparent. So let me just get this out of the way right now so you guys can understand where I'm coming from. We love all of our fans, okay? Season ticket holders, people that walk up and buy tickets, whether they come from Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, Birmingham, Mobile, Montgomery, wherever. We love all of our fans, okay? But thank you, students. Our student section was rocking tonight, okay? And then their energy basically had an effect on the entire crowd tonight. So thank you. We let you down the last game, all of our fans. But I just want to say a special thank you. I've been going to fraternity houses to give speeches, Drew, to give speeches, not to party. Sorority houses. I've been all over campus. But I want to say, and I've challenged our students, that if you want a special basketball team, we need your support. So thank you to the students. I'm awfully proud of our team for a lot of different reasons. I'm not going to focus on the turnovers. Sure, we can improve in those areas. And there are a lot of correctable areas in taking care of the ball and ball security. But when you out-rebound your opponent by close to 20 rebounds and you get 5 guys in double figures, 2 guys get double-doubles, a lot of balanced scoring, you make your free throws. Obviously, Colin, with his eye injury, came back in and helped us. But, you know, Daniel Giddens was special tonight in a lot of ways. His physicality, post presence, and we're played against a team that's, by the way, one of my favorite teams to watch. On off nights, I like watching Rhode Island if there are no other SEC teams playing because they get into you, they force you in a bad situation. They've taken on the personality of their coach, hard-nosed, East Coast team, lots of guys that have a lot to prove. I've been in their shoes before when I've played in college in the NBA, just with that laser focus. So, but I'm proud of our team's effort. We didn't have this type of effort consistently in our last home game.
Avery, patience, pace of play offensively. They have 24 more shot attempts than you. You have the 24 turnovers you talk about, and you win this game against a really good team. It's got to be patience and pace, right?
Yes, it's, you know, lots of patience. And if we can just take better care of the ball, especially when they trapped us. They were just, you know, they trapped us or triple teamed us, or sometimes just, you know, we just got knocked off our mark too much tonight. And we have to be stronger with the ball against an NCAA tournament team like this. You know, this team was a couple of minutes away from going to the Sweet 16. And they have some physical guards, and we have to do a better job. But when we were patient and we got quality shots, I liked our spacing. Something strange happened tonight. I put in a new play on yesterday, and Colin makes a 3 when he comes back in the game when I called the play. So maybe we should throw out the other 5 that we've had in all year.
Coach, first of all, can you kind of specifically tell us what happened to Colin? Did he get a cut? Did he have stitches?
Yeah, well, so I haven't reviewed it on video, but when I went and he was down on the floor, you know, he had little blood on the top of his eye. So we're just saying eye injury right now. He's going to get checked out early in the morning, and, you know, maybe we'll send out something after we get the update on his injury. But right now it's basically an eye injury, and he basically couldn't see when we first took him back to the locker room, but fortunately he was able to see the basket when he came back out.
And also you had 2 different players with 14 rebounds each. Just John said that you told him to go crash tonight, and was it just Rhode Island size, or did you think it was attitude?
Well, I think it was attitude, and I thought we did a better job, our staff, of identifying when to go to the basket and who we want to go. Like I said, I don't want to keep bringing up last year. It was almost, you know, known going into every game who was going to go to the offensive glass. Now we're a little bit smaller. So we have to identify by name who we want to go to the glass and when we want you to go so that we can have more of a presence, especially on the offensive glass. We want everybody to go on the defensive glass, which we did probably as good a job as we've done all year with everybody going to the defensive glass tonight.
You mentioned, obviously, the one thing that sticks out is that 24, I mean, season high turnover margin, just they converted, I think, for 26 points. I mean, really kind of that seems to be what kept them in the game tonight. What is the key there to fixing some of that? You talk about careless turnovers. Several times we saw Colin drive and just kind of let the ball go at one point.
It's really simple. I've talked to you guys. You've heard it. I've told you my college coach said pass the ball to the open man. All right, you've heard that before. But the next one is whenever you get to the point of no return, move the ball. Just that simple. Because there's always a point of no return. It could be on the baseline, it could be on the sideline, it could be in the middle of the floor. When you get to that point and you've lost your balance and you're trapped, or if you still have single coverage, just move the ball. I think if we can do that and get on 2 feet, which we probably haven't practiced enough. We've practiced it 1,000,000 times. I'm going to go to 2,000,000 now. We'll do that and see if that happens. But we're a better team than turning the ball over 24 times. But give their defense credit. A lot of times I know we always want to talk about the ills of a team. Guy throws an interception, the quarterback's bad. What about the cornerback? He's playing for a reason. So same thing in basketball. We got to give their defense a lot of credit. They're a really good defensive team.
Avery, 2 questions for you. So first of all, you mentioned that you thought Daniel was special in a lot of ways tonight. What were some of the ways that you thought he was special? What did you feel like was special about what he did?
Let's go back to our last game. Daniel had 4 blocks in 9 minutes, and they were power blocks. And even tonight, the one block where he ran a guard down, Daniel's 6'10", 250 pounds. He ran one of the fastest players down on their team and blocked the shot from behind. I think that's special. He got got in there and got a couple of offensive rebounds for us. He was patient on the post. We talked about patience earlier. Daniel, early in the season, especially when he first got here, you threw him the ball on the post. It was, man, he would go in 0.5 seconds to try to score without even recognizing what's happening with the defense. You saw patience, you saw poise, compact moves. Pelfrey's been working awfully hard with him, and I thought this was his best game.
And second question, Colin obviously went back in with like 5 minutes or 6 minutes left in the second half. He was back on the bench before that. Did you wait to get some sort of clearance for him before putting him back in the game? That's what that was?
That was absolutely right. I was waiting for Clark to come and give me the clearance because I looked at him when he was on the bench, and he was still a little bit groggy. But Clark said he was fine. He just needed to adjust to the lighting. And finally, he came and told me, he said, Coach, you can put him in the game. I promise you can. And we needed it. We needed every bit of his energy down the stretch.
On defense tonight, it looked like, in the first half, they only shot 25%. In the second half, or for the whole game, it was only 35%. Were you pleased with your team defense tonight, or what do you say?
It just didn't start tonight. You saw what I've been seeing the last 2 days. A team that was looking like they had 6 or 7 defenders on the court. We haven't gotten – when we're on defense, we always look like we only have 2 guys on defense. So now you saw a team that scrambled and covered for each other, obviously took charges, rebounded. They didn't get in our paint as easily as some of the other teams have gotten in the paint on us. So it was just a byproduct of Monday's practice, which was probably, it was our hardest practice of the year, and yesterday's practice. So can we continue it? Because like I shared with them before the game, you must earn the right to win. Okay, I know we're in the social media, give me generation. And people love to take. All right, but you have to earn the right to win with your mental toughness, your togetherness, your competitive spirit, with high basketball IQ plays. And we weren't perfect in all of those areas, but that's when teams are coming in to play against us, especially when we were ranked. all right? You have to earn the right to win.
Obviously, you haven't watched film yet, but when you are evaluating the game like this, just from what you saw out there today, do you focus on some of the the 15 missed field or free throws or the turnovers, or you focus on kind of what this team was able to do down the stretch, hitting I think Ingram hit 5 of 6, so hitting the ones that mattered the most?
It depends on how I feel about the game. For example, normally when I'm evaluating a game, I always start with our defense. So I'll watch the defensive edit. After our last game, I watched the offensive edit, and I watched it 3 straight times before I even got to our defense, because I feel we're a much better offensive team, even than what we showed tonight. But when I evaluate this game, I'm going to start with defense, and I'm going to compare it with some of our recent games and our defensive effort in those situations and do a little compare and contrast so I can basically try to sell it to our team on what type of effort gives you a chance to win consistently in non-conference and conference. And then we'll probably go to the turnovers, look at those next specifically, and then we'll get into some other areas. That's a great question.
You played, obviously, some neutral site games, but Saturday you'll be going into probably one of the toughest road environments in the country. If you could expand a little more on schedule in Arizona and what you expect from that game.
We were almost finished with our schedule, and we had a situation, Cecil, where Saturday's game could have been against a team that potentially is going to have a very, very low RPI. But we just made a decision that to help our team, especially what we know is around the corner, with a lot of teams now, with 4 teams, I think, that are ranked in our conference and some that are knocking on the door. We're going to be playing in some very hostile environments. We hopefully will be able to use this Arizona game, whatever happens, to know that we have to be ready to play not only at home but on the road, especially in SEC play in some tough environments. And I've heard from some of my old teammates, Steve Kerr, Sean Elliott, that, the McHale Center is a tough place to play. And obviously with Greg Byrne, coming over to Arizona as an athletic director, he's told me about how hard it is to play there. So it was a strategic decision. I think it's going to be a great experience for us in terms of the lessons that we're going to learn from this game to help prepare us moving forward. And they have some outstanding players, and a lot of guys that may get their name called in the 2018 draft. So we're going to have to be ready to play. I watched their game against A&M, and they're very good. They're better than their record. I don't know what happened in the Bahamas. Maybe it was the food or something. I don't know. Okay? Yes, to Tuscaloosa, not Birmingham. Okay? All right.